BookTube, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the next of my, wait for it, my library haul. I went to the library yesterday and that's probably a unique experience shared by those of us who are here on BookTube. I don't know if people who are not BookTubers do this, or maybe they do, but I don't know. I went to my library yesterday and there were so many books there for me to pick up because I go online, I go into the catalog online and reserve books to be delivered to my local library. My local library is the County Cullen Library in Harlem. When I got married in December, I moved. So I don't live in Harlem anymore, but I still work there. I still go to church there. So I'm in Harlem pretty frequently. And that's just the library where I'm most comfortable. I know the people behind the desk. And so I went there yesterday to pick up my reserves, which I thought were just a couple of them. And I was joking with one of the guys who's always teasing me about how many books I read and how many books I check out and how many books I have reserved. So I picked up the holes that were on the shelf. And I was trying to explain to the guy, you know, in a really non-convincing way, it's not that many. And he's like, it is that many. You know it's that many. That's why you're laughing like that. And so the girl was checking me out because there were two people there and I'm involved with both of them. And then she says, it is that many. And she turns around and picks up a whole different stack of books. She said, yeah, there are others. They just came in. Then the lady who's probably the manager, Mimi, she came out and she said, yeah, it is that many. I put those aside for you. I knew you were coming. And so that is why I have a whole bag of books that came in on my library yesterday. And so now that I'm here, I'm on my day off today. And so we're going to go through this stack together. And I'll tell you what they are and why I reserved them. And the bag is a tote bag that I got from Bethany. Beautifully Bookish Bethany got it from me. Well, she got it from Lily Brown and Company and she gave it to me with books a few months ago. And so I've been kind of holding this in my other bag. And so yeah, I have a bag of books. Let's start with what I have. First is Ayiti by Roxane Gay. This is a short story collection and Roxane Gay was one of the very first authors that I read from in 2018. I read her Hunger and I haven't read anything else from her since. And I've had this book on hold for several months now. I think Bethany, Beautifully Bookish Bethany again, recommended me to read this and I've been trying to get a copy from the library and I didn't realize it was going to be this small. And now that I have it, I mean, I love this. I feel like I want to own this. But I'm trying to minimalize my bookshelf. So I'm going to read this and if I am really impressed to buy it, then I'll buy a copy. Because February is Black History Month and I think that part of our supporting Black authors is also to purchase their books. So personally in February, I'm planning to buy at least 3 books from African American or Black authors and support them. I already know that I'm going to be purchasing Marlon James's new book. And so this might be the second book that I buy from a Black author in February. But first, I have this copy from the library and I'm going to read it. In this one, Roxane Gay fictionalizes some of the traditional Haitian experience. A lot of what we know about Haiti and Haitians are the immigrants trying to flee their country and doing so sometimes to tragic end. I'm not sure, you know, what perspective she's going to come to these stories with, but I know I want to read this in February. I don't think I can add anything else to my January TBR, but I think I can feel pretty confident about recommending it to you here as well, that if you're looking for a book, a small book to pick up in February for Black History Month, this one is just under 200 pages, 173 pages of text, and these are small pages of text. So that's my first book in my library haul. The next 2 books kind of come together. Britta Bowler is another booktuber that I really enjoy watching her channel. She reads a lot, but she only reviews books by female authors on her channel because that's just her choice. It's her channel, her rules. And I think it was in November, she started a project to host a read-along to read all the authors, all the female authors who've won the Nobel Prize for Literature. And so the next 2 books are books that I requested from the library in order to participate. One of them came a little bit too late maybe for me to participate in that read along and review, but I'm still going to read it. This is the book for January. The author is Sigrid Undset and the title is Kristin Lavransdatter, The Wreath. This is a Danish author, Danish translated work. I probably won't get the title any better than that. But isn't this beautiful? This is the book that was the read along pick for January, and it's almost the end of January, so I'm probably not going to be able to read and participate, but I still want to read it at some point. And the other book that I got is Pearl Buck's The Good Earth, which is the pick for February. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. It's on my list of books that have won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction, and I've been wanting to read it, and now seems as good a time as any to read and have a group to discuss it with. So I'm going to be reading this one in February to participate in Britta Bowler's Noble Women Read Along. And I'm also hoping to fit this in someplace. Maybe I can still read it before the end of the month. We'll see. Pearl Buck is a Nobel Prize winner, which I have an ongoing challenge to read Nobel winners. And this is also a Pulitzer Prize winner, so I also have an ongoing challenge to read the Pulitzer winners for fiction. So this checks a lot of my boxes. I don't really need to know the synopsis. Sorry if I'm not telling you too much more about the book, but that's because I don't want to spoil it for myself. Sorry. I do know that it has something to do with Chinese family saga. Is that enough? This one, The Wreath, is the beginning of a trilogy. It says it's set in 14th century Norway. The Wreath begins the life story of Kristin Lavransdatter, starting with Kristin's childhood and continuing through her romance with Erlend Nicolasen, a dangerously charming and impetuous man. Sigrid Undset recreates the historical backdrop in vivid detail, immersing readers in the day-to-day life, social conventions, and political undercurrents of the period. But the story she tells in the first volume of the trilogy is a modern one, brought to life with clarity and lyrical beauty in this remarkable translation by Tina Nunali. Defying her parents and stubbornly pursuing her own happiness, Kristin emerges as a woman who loves with power and passion. I mean, do you need to know much more about a book in order to decide whether you want to read it or not? Probably not. One thing that has changed a lot about my reading recently is I haven't been reading as much nonfiction as I would like. And I don't necessarily want to say that I want to shift the balance and now switch from fiction and read mostly nonfiction. I definitely don't want to do that. I enjoy fiction too much. But I do want to still read a fair amount of nonfiction, and so I got a few recommendations from booktubers, and some of them don't yet know that they've been chosen, but I'm gonna be working on a series of videos where I'm gonna be getting books that other booktubers have talked about and reading and reviewing them here on my channel as well. One of the books that I reserved from the library in order to make such a video is this one, Three Empires on the Nile, subtitled The Victorian Jihad 1869 to 1899, and this is by Dominic Green. I'll read you a paragraph from the synopsis. It says, "This is not the Middle East of the early 21st century. It is Africa in the late 19th century, when the River Nile became the setting for an extraordinary collision between Europeans, Arabs, and Africans. A human and religious drama. The conflict defined the modern relationship between the West and the Islamic world." This actually relates back to a book that I'm reading right now, PH Newby's Something to Answer For, the inaugural Booker Prize winner, which is set in Egypt around the mid-1960s. And I want to read more about that time and around that space and some of the conflicts that have formed our history and are still impacting our current. So this, I think, is not just going to be interesting, it's also going to be very informative. So you'll hear more about this one soon. I have a video where I'm going to be reading and reviewing this one along with other books from another booktuber. One of the books that I wanted to read last year and just didn't read, didn't pick up, didn't at all, it's Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. This one is huge. It was published, there's been a movie, and I didn't read it. I didn't read the novel, I didn't watch the movie, but now I'm going to be reading it because, well, I think it's just time that I check this one out. So I'm going to be reading Crazy Rich Asians, which I'm not going to go through the synopsis because I know that you guys know about it, even though I don't. And a few videos ago, I told you that I'm going to be a judge in the Booktuber Prize 2019 edition, which is really reviewing the best novels that were published in 2018. Stop Time by Matt Haig. I read his book The Humans last year and really enjoyed it, and this one also has to do with some time travel, and I don't know, I think it explores our history from the perspective of a person who is moving through time as some kind of a fluid experience, and I don't know too much about the book. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll give you the synopsis. Tom Hazard has a dangerous secret. He may look like an ordinary 41-year-old, but owing to a rare condition, he's been alive for centuries. Tom has lived history, performing with Shakespeare, exploring the high seas with Captain Cook, and sharing cocktails with Fitzgerald. Now he just wants an ordinary life. So he moves back to London, his old home, to become a high school history teacher, the perfect job for someone who has witnessed the city's history firsthand. Better yet, a captivating French teacher at his school seems fascinated by him. But the Albatross Society, the secretive group that protects people like Tom, has one rule: never fall in love. As painful memories of his past and the erratic behavior of the society's watchful leader threaten to derail his new life and romance, the one thing he can't have just happens to be the one thing that might save him. Tom will have to decide once and for all whether to remain stuck in the past or to finally begin living in the present. Doesn't that sound fascinating? How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. This is longlisted for the Booktuber Prize 2019. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then definitely check out the link in the description box to see more about the Booktuber Prize, and check out Robert's video, Robert over at Barter Hordes, or the Booktube Prize has its own website where you can check out the long list and follow along as we go through the judging process to find Booktube's or Booktubers' version of the best book of 2018. So this is another book that I got from the library because I'm participating in that one. Going to be a judge for a future round, but also want to read as many of the books that other booktubers have voted on as possible. I have 4 more books in my library haul, and I could probably tell you that all of them are Booktuber Made Me Do It choices. First is My Husband's Wife by Jane Corry. This one I'm really intrigued by because I think it has to do with maybe exes that are now being pushed to be together in some way. Let's see. When young lawyer Lily marries Ed, she's determined to make a fresh start, to leave the secrets of the past behind. She hopes that she and Ed, an aspiring painter, will be deliriously happy in their postage stamp-sized apartment. And when Lily meets her young neighbor, Carla, she finds herself utterly charmed by the clever, winning girl. But Lily is not the only one with secrets. Carla may be only 9, but she has already learned that secrets are powerful things, that they can get her whatever she wants, and she has an uncanny ability to twist the truth so she almost always gets her way. Don't want to read any more than that. I'm intrigued. I know I want to read this book, which is why I reserved it from the library, but I'll tell you more about it when I'm reading it or when I'm done. Then we have The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And this one, I think I was most intrigued by the fact that this book has a different title in different countries. When this was first published in the United Kingdom, it was released as The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. But because in the United States there's another book that has a very similar name, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I think, that was released also not long ago. They didn't want to confuse the 2 titles because I gotta tell you, when I first heard the 2 titles, I thought that this one was a sequel to the first publication. But 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, I'm guessing that this is a thriller because A.J. Finn writes the blurb that's on the front, and A.J. Finn wrote a very popular thriller last year, and also because there's a smoking gun on the front. So I don't want to know too much about thrillers, but it says Evelyn Hardcastle will be murdered at 11 p.m. There are 8 days and 8 witnesses for you to inhabit. We will only let you escape once you tell us the name of the killer. Understood? Then let's begin. Evelyn Hardcastle will die every day until Aidan Bishop can identify her killer and break the cycle. But every time the day begins again, Aidan wakes up in the body of a different guest, and some of his hosts are more helpful than others. This is giving me a little bit of Groundhog Day vibes, which, you know, I just read a book, although that one was a young adult light fiction that had a Groundhog Day kind of a retelling. And this one seems like it's also going to intrigue me in a lot of the same ways. So I'm looking forward to this. I've heard some really mixed reviews, but I want to read it. I want to read it for myself so I could tell you whether I like it or not. Right now, I can only tell you what other people have said, and some people love it and some people don't. So let's see what I say. 2 more books. This one is Paula McLain, Love and Ruin. This one also was recommended by a booktuber. You'll hear more about this one in an upcoming video, so I'm not going to tell you anything else about this one except to show you the cover and move on. And then you'll hear me rave about a book that I have probably shared with you here before. I reserved this one from the library last year and didn't have time to read it, returned it, and now I'm trying again. This is If You Leave Me by Crystal Hannah Kim. She's a Korean-American author, and I think I first requested it because I was doing Women in Translation and I thought that this was translated fiction, but it's not. Crystal Hannah Kim is American. She has her MFA from Columbia University, so she's an English speaker. She writes in English. I don't remember what this is about. I remember that I read the synopsis when I first got it from the library, so let's see. When the communist-backed army from the north invaded her village, 16-year-old Jaime Lee, along with her widowed mother and ailing brother, was forced to flee to a refugee camp along the coast. So this is a 16-year-old Korean narrator, and this is also a 16-year-old Korean narrator. This is The Girl Who Wrote Loneliness by Kyung-Sook Shin. This is my current read. So I should probably read this one when I'm done with this one. So book links will be easy, but I'll give myself a challenge. We'll see how this goes. I don't know which one of these books I'm going to read first, or which one of these books I might have to return to the library without reading. But for now, these are the books that are in my library haul. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I have these 10 books out from the library. I'm standing on my tippy toes so you can see all of them. You'll hear more about these books as the days and weeks go by. A couple of these will probably make it into my February TBR. And considering that I'm trying to do a lot of reading in the next 2.5 days, I might even get to add another one of these books into my January reading. And if I do so, it will be this one, The Wreath by Sigrid Undset, because otherwise I'll miss out on the chance of discussing it right now with the Brita's read along for the Nobel female winners. So, but I'm really intrigued. I'm really excited to get to all of these. So hopefully you'll hear more about them very soon. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you're new here, I'd love for you to keep watching more of my videos. I talk a lot about bookish things. I am posting more frequently. Hopefully you will have noticed that I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent here on this channel. So I'd love your affirmation that you're enjoying my videos, and you can let me know that by thumbs up, subscribe, click the bell to get notifications, leave me a comment, whatever it is that you do. I'd love to have more bookish conversations with you. So thanks for watching this video. We'll talk in the comments, and until next time, happy reading.